Hello and welcome to the show. We start this week's FailRace episode with Blazer on a GTA 5. This was your run of the extreme maps, goes for a big jump and manages to collect some poor sod that was trying to run down a hill. Yeah, it turns out some of these maps pretty dangerous. Turns out they can be pretty dangerous. Invisible AK also finding out, this is during a test race for one of the community maps, it's one with the roundabouts. So I noticed he'd gone for a flight. I tried to get his car to land on top of mine. It worked pretty well. I hadn't quite intended on him being fired off the map, but it was quite a funny side effect. So sure enough, he has to go and reset, and then gets incredibly unlucky as it's resetting out of ghost mode at the wrong point, and it's straight off the map at the same corner for a second time in a row. That's an unfortunate kind of end of ghost mode. Matt on GTA 5 now. Last week, you might remember, there was a cavalcade that was randomly thrown at the player's car. This week, we can go one better. Yes, there is an entire bus being launched. No idea why. Don't know why there is a bus cartwheeling and flying its way through the air. It's just there. Normally they spawn inside each other or something, but there's not even that going on now. Just GTA randomly throws cars about. LM145 is messing around with, I don't know how he's got a wanted level there, but either way, messing around with a helicopter, an armed helicopter, decides to go and do a little bit of blowing up of the AI cars. It's a little bit too low though for the exploding, managing to, well, rocket themselves. I don't know if the car actually flew and hit the helicopter and exploded or quite what way it went round, but well done. Fustercluck on Just Cause 3 is doing a time trial and a bridge hasn't respawned, which is quite an important part. Yeah, you need that to be there, to be able to complete the thing, and, well, that's going to be a race failure. Please don't eat me on Forza Motorsport 7. This was during the survival racing. This from one board one of the player car, so they're going too wide, fighting for the lead. Vandura is going to have a look at the inside of the limo as me and Reese come around the first corner. I duck out of the way of the van. Reese doesn't have time, and the Jag is launched over the roof of the 2CV. I mean, that's a yeah, that's a pretty damn impressive. Impressive sight. Pasocon on Dirt 4. Now, we've seen many rolls on Dirt 4. This is a seriously violent roll, and then, oh no, we're fine again. This is, like, we've seen very violent rolls. They don't normally end up landing and carry on. The ones that you do survive tend not to be quite this violent, so it's turning a little bit too soon. Initially starts off okay, very, very violent, and then just stops. Just like a perfect hit on the side of the car to stop it from rolling. We're on to Sebastian Loberani Evo with almost a clean aerial overtake. Little bit of a bump, little bit of a landing on the roof of the Abarth, but gets away with it. A Murto 9 on gravel, racing some of the off-road buggies. They get connected and physics has had enough and decides, you know what, let's go for a multitude of front flips. There's some serious height on the later ones. It's still going. Now we're going to go for some rolls and stuck the landing. Just about. I don't know what happened with the physics. Like, I could understand almost like backflips, but something gives as the vehicles are a little bit connected together, and it just ends up in a number of front flips. Might not be a roll record, may well be a front flip record though, because that's some serious impressive stunting. Nexon on Flat Out Ultimate Carnage. As you can imagine, the races are pretty hectic in all of this. It's what makes the game so highly entertaining. Crashes his way through a shop, which the shop didn't really like that, so we're going for another front flip and back flipping, spiraling out of control car. Eventually gets reset as it falls off the map, rams an opponent, and then gets stuck again. Or, let's say again, gets stuck. That's an unfortunate 20 or so seconds. And we'll eventually get reset from that, but that's not so good. That one guy with hair on Rfactor 2. Now the player car is actually up ahead as they go around this first corner, and everything goes a little bit manic. This AI further back kind of watches the chaos unfold, and note the AI drives across the curb without any problem. From back there, you don't quite see what went on. The player car as they head around the first corner, all 2 and 3 wide. The curb just gives up, well, being helpful, essentially. A car entirely destroyed, gets carried by a Ferrari for a little while before it eventually flings off the vehicle. Curbs are dangerous, not just in terms of rolling cars. The Iceman on Rfactor 2 is racing a Formula 1 car around a Formula E circuit, and funnily enough, that doesn't end particularly well for them. Yeah, that's a very upside down and quite poorly Williams from that. Black and Red on Farming Simulator has got some stone in the back of his pickup truck that is apparently a little bit too heavy for said pickup truck. Just a smidge. When going around corners causes your vehicle to roll. I mean, that's very FailRace approved. Doesn't help in terms of, well, the farming side of things. Yeah, not an ideal. I mean, it's a way to make a jelly vehicle, I guess. Unusual way, rather than the soft suspension. But basically, you turn a corner, and we tumble, flip, and roll. And thankfully, it does seem that it will always land on its wheels. An impressive wheelie as well. Now, just do some wheelies with the drive as well. Funnily enough, that much weight in the back of the vehicle, not so good. And finally, that car guy on the Crew 2 is playing around with a helicopter. And naturally, as you do, wanting to find out if you can land a helicopter on top of another player's car. And the answer is no. I can't help but feel the Top Gear episode would have been a bit more, well, I say a bit more interesting. It's a good episode. But if the helicopter had managed to make the Skoda Yeti just randomly do a backflip, I would have liked to have seen that. I would have liked to have seen that. But there we go. That is going to be it for this episode. If you have clips you'd like to submit, then you can via our forums. There will be a link in the description of this video. At the very top of the page is the FailRace clip submission section, and in there you can find all of the rules and how to submit them. However, that is going to be it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.